We had a near TPK. 2 players were so mad about that and hate Pathfinder now that they've left. Namely DM Lair and Blaine Simple. I'm kidding. Because of real life circumstances. And I'm going to welcome Kelly and Monty. We just met half an hour ago. Welcome. Yeah. I'm so happy you... Oh my god, I need to ask you. Have you seen my video where I ask if the Dungeon Dudes have played Pathfinder?
Yes. It was shared on our Discord.
Okay. It was all in good fun. I assume you took it, like... Oh, anyway, you're joining the campaign, so you don't hate my guts. So, all right. But welcome. Evan and Colby are making new characters, and we have 2 people who are relatively new to Pathfinder.
I played the pre-gen cleric for the starter set, so that I like to default to a support role, just to help everybody out. And I like clerics, so I thought it was a good way to go. And I had a blast playing it. I found that by the time we had finished the starter set, my takeaway was probably much to the grievance of every strong D&D and Pathfinder personality out there who love to go to war with each other. I walked away just being like, yeah, this is Coke and Pepsi. You might go to the restaurant and say, can I get a Coke? And if the waiter says, all we have is Pepsi, you go, all right, cool.
Just to start a war in the comments. Which one's the Coke? Which one's the Pepsi?
Oh, D&D's the Coke, obviously.
My preference I strongly prefer Pepsi.
Oh, no.
Yeah, on the Coke metaphor, the 2024 new core books for D&D are New Coke.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I ran the beginner box adventure. I think the metaphor that I would draw with it is when you talk to the judges who are evaluating the miniature painting competitions like Golden Demon, the quality of the entrance is so high that the only way to talk about and decide which one is better is to start poking at the flaws. Like, having run this D&D starter set several times and the Pathfinder beginner box now, the system was so smooth running it as a DM with the beginner box that it almost made the thing for me was that my entire evaluation was almost entirely based on the adventure, which is not fair of the system. Because of the entirety of the Pathfinder beginner box, the biggest flaw is the adventure. It's not that it's a bad adventure by any stretch. It's just what I would say. It's a training mission. It's a training level. Mm-hmm. And
tutorial level.
And philosophically, I feel that tutorial levels are a terrible way to introduce new players to RPGs. I wonder if the Pathfinder beginner box, it's kind of torn between, is it bringing people new to RPGs, or is it a product that is actually bringing people to Pathfinder? And when you assess on the assumption that it's a new experience for people who are familiar with role-playing games but playing Pathfinder for the first time, the training level is exactly what is needed. I was shocked. My biggest shock for me was, like, I thought that the 3-action economy of Pathfinder as a dungeon master was going to be an absolute nightmare. Because tracking 3 actions for every single combatant when I'm running an encounter, just to me that sounded like on paper that sounded like an awful experience. I'm of the personal belief that, like, in a combat encounter, if it takes the dungeon master more time to run the monster's turns for all the monsters than a single player character, you've got a problem. Because the players should have the lion's share of the time. And I found that running the beginner box, that actually did happen, so I was really happy with that. I really loved all the things that the skills could do, too. Like, as soon as we cracked open the booklet and actually got into, there's actions associated with the skills, we got really excited. In D&D 5e, skills basically are irrelevant. Like, increasingly I found that, like, there's no... I think the intelligence-based skills in D&D 5e might as well not exist. And there's a few others that it's just like, well, it's just a number. That's why, one of the things that Kelly and I have talked about so much with, like, the rogue in 5e is the rogue is the skill monkey. But ironically, the rogue, despite being the underhanded character archetype, has to play completely honestly. They don't get to break the rules. They don't get anything that they can do. There's nothing that you can actually do with your skills aside from, I hope you roll high. And I like games to have more nuance than I hope you rolled high.
The more Pathfinder I play, and character builds that I do for my channel, for that matter, the more I want like a hybrid of 5e and Pathfinder 2e. 3-action economy, I have a love-hate relationship with currently. It's
Same.
yeah. There are times when it feels really great, and then there are times when you're like, I just spent my entire turn like standing up, drawing a weapon, and raising my shield, and now I'm done. You know what I mean, or whatever.
This is part of why Colby's playing a monk again, I think.
Yes.
All right.
Do you legitimately have to spend an action to draw an item?
Yeah, interact. There are almost no free actions.
Ooh, I see content
Almost
in the
none.
making. Let's see more controversial discussions. Coke, Pepsi. I want to return to this discussion when our new players have had some more play experience.
Yeah.
When I saw the 3-action system in Pathfinder, it all made sense to me.
I would love to see what Pathfinder's action economy looks like with 2 changes. Every action has baked into it. Whatever gear you need to pull out to take that action is baked into the action. I just think that as a model for RPGs in general, I just think swapping items in the hand, like what are you holding in your hands? Again, I have like the aftershocks of like 3rd edition and previous editions where like they were really finicky over that. I think it's just bad gameplay. And so we'll see how it plays, but in general, I think it's like too nitpicky. But if that didn't exist, and the multiple attack penalty didn't exist, and the system was balanced, around around that fact, ooh, gas,
Yes.
just utter gas.
I'm not loving the multiple attack penalty. It's so punishing. And so I get that they want to encourage you to do other things than attack, and in a way that can really make it interesting, right? And force you to use some of those cool skill abilities that you have. Oh, I'm going to demoralize a target because why would I make a 3rd attack at a -10 to hit? I get it. But I feel like it's maybe too much to me.
What do you feel like are the classes that really showboat the system strength?
I think the showcase of Pathfinder is having a balanced party and having the different contributions from. It's the different division. It's a division of labor between casters and marshals. The fact that marshals can take skills and even take up a healing role too via skills. It's pretty much agreed that marshals are more interesting to play in Pathfinder 2e. And fighters and monks I would put forward because they don't have subclasses. You basically build. It's like build a style with your feats. They give you some power upgrade, but also you still get to mix and match your actions. You do want to explore the skill actions too.
And if it's ranger, it's going to be more ranged, probably focused on the bow. Like I'm thinking of doing the ranger that Colby just did on his channel. So like it looked pretty fun.
I think that was a dual wielder melee, but you could do what you want.
I'll probably do range. I'll probably stick range.
We have no like full casters.
I mean, I might be filling those shoes. I have an idea on what I want to play, but I won't lie, it's also the only thing I've looked at so far. I just clicked on a bunch of buttons on Path Builder to build the thing that sparked joy, I guess, immediately.
I think you need to have a full caster too, because you're kind of figuring out how this game works.
I'm looking at a Ratfolk Witch fortune teller, just because that sounds so zany to me that I just love it.
The only problem with that is that if you play that, I have to play a Ratfolk rogue, and we have to be the Rat Prince and the Supreme Sphere Squeaks. And then we're going to turn this into a complete murder hobo experience because our characters are going to be insane.
I am playing a character inspired by our world that we created because we have the Ratlings in our setting. And so when I saw that you could play
cross promotion.
I've always liked witches are something that have always spoken to me, but you don't have a witch class in D&D. You play a warlock and you just flavor them to be a witch. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the fact that there's actually a witch class here, I might, between now and when we actually get to playing, look at other things. Because again, this is the first thing I looked at.
You should know that in the Pathfinder remaster that's going to be coming out this November, they're addressing some concerns about the witch. They want the witch to be witchier, I think.
Great. I love witchier witches.
Yeah, just FYI. Part of its power budget is it's familiar. That's kind of where it is right now. I would recommend checking out the patrons and seeing if there's one that you like.
I was looking at the bard. I was looking at the fighter. I was I'm someone that I'm just gonna bounce around like so much, and I'll.
You should know about the free archetype variant we're doing too.
I'm like really impressed that a level 1 rogue is like trained in every skill.
Kind of, they can be, yeah. You should know that rogues, there are like 5 subclasses of rogue. You don't have to go classic dexterity.
I feel like it's probably either the bard or the rogue right now.
Yeah, there's a thieves guild in the town. Does it make sense for your rats to be?
We'll talk about it a bit more because like the ratlings are sociopath. Like so the
I don't need to be a psychotic sociopath. I just want to play a rat folk.
I think psychotic might be made to work.
I mean, I can. They'll be psychotic, but they'll be.
You could be like the Pinkertons that the Thieves Guild has hired to go after the dungeon.
I don't think Kelly's the problem. I think I'll be the problem, if I'm being totally honest. If I play the Rat Prince, I have to play the Rat Prince in undiluted form.
I'm going to be playing a very light and friendly version of Supreme Seer Squeaks. I'm not going to eat the party members.
Okay, hi. I'm meeting Alan for the second time. The first time was half an hour ago. After I clicked begin recording, and Zencaster insists you click another button saying start recording.
All those awesome plugs you guys had are now just gone.
I am so mad. I am very sorry. Okay, I'm very sorry.
Dragonheim, Eldritch Hunt.
Yeah, Dungeon Coach here is working on an RPG, DC-20 RPG, and I was including him here so that he can steal from Pathfinder. We also had a lot of, you know what, now the audience will get to see all these great ideas we came up with in play.
Yeah.
Druid Chew has recently come to life, am I right? You are a leshy plant druid with the leaf order. So you have a leaf familiar and also the good berry focus spell. Lots of juicy berries that can heal. Yes.
They grow off my body that you guys can eat.
Oh yeah, that's in your artwork.
If Drew Chew just sort of sprang to life and grew into existence, I mean, Ari is a little bit hippie-ish. She might have just accidentally slept in something that she picked up a fungus and just kind of noticed it on her shoulder one day, and it just kind of kept getting larger and larger. She's like, I got to get that checked out, but then it started talking to her.
So after your spiritual journey, kung fu style, that led you to the city at the center of the world after the death of your mentor in the prequel trilogy called Crown of the Cobalt King, you came upon the witch's hut where the big climactic battle happened, where Kara and Granny had a fight to the death. You encountered this fruit. So that's the idea.
Yeah, I like it, and I ate it. And then something started growing on me.
Growing off your shoulder, and then
you know how plants reproduce? They get eaten, and then they get reproduced through the seeds that go through your digestive tract.
Yeah.
So I pooped you to life. Is this canon?
Okay, we went there.
Now canon.
Then I've just been trying to teach you the ways of Aurori. And I reading like bedtime stories each night are basically just passages from the Unbinding of Fetters.
I have been doing some legwork, looking for new investment opportunities, and it seems like this lighthouse is a pretty represents an untapped cryptocurrency mining opportunity.
There it is.
And I am looking for shared investors to go in with me. There will be absolutely no risk. We're all gonna make it, and we're gonna come out of this and go to the moon.
And Evan joins into this venture.
That is correct. I am a very interested investor. This sounds like great opportunity.
So you have a financial stake in this investment too, and financial houses are trading tokens that increase in value the more successful Yorric Nightstep becomes. Yes. So it sounds like it makes sense for you to have your own independent reason to go in.
So do we just meet out front of the lighthouse?
Yeah, why don't we jump in? Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think as
I'm
far
just thinking
as
we have a shorter session. Let's kind of jump in and then.